I thought about like setting up like a sign, you know, like please subscribe on like my microphones or something.
You do have it pop up or not?
But people still do not subscribe to me. But it's like...
Are we recording?
Well, of course. Yeah,
okay, we're recording. Okay, cool. Subscribe to the channel, everybody.
Yeah. How should we start?
How do you normally start?
Normally I say, hi everyone and welcome back to another video. Finally, we have James here in the studio as well. I think this is the first time for you guys, but I have met James several times before and I would like to think, very good friends off camera.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me, and so great to meet your audience. I'm excited. I hope they like me.
I hope so too, otherwise we're in for a very awkward 10 minutes here. Who is James?
My name is James. I'm from England. I've been living in Taiwan for about 6 years now. Learning Mandarin Chinese is said to be one of the hardest languages to learn, and that's for people with no hearing loss. And as a guy with severe hearing disabilities and can only speak English, I decided I was going to become fluent in Mandarin Chinese. I used to be an aerospace engineer in England, and
so cool. But you also worked at Rolls-Royce.
Correct, yes.
Can you just walk me through the process of how do you quit a job like that, ending up moving to Taiwan to teach English? Like, I kind of just feel like you must have had a mental breakdown.
Basically what happened, I started that job at the age of 18. And one of the big reasons was the job was so comfortable.
Yeah, that's usually why people leave their jobs, because, you know what, it's too comfortable.
But for me, it kind of had that opposite effect. I was there, and I would go to work every day. I was making money. I was looking at buying a house. It seemed like that was...
It's amazing. Like, you're 25, and like you're buying a house. All your worries are gone.
Which was what scared me, right? People used to tell me, you know, job for life. Congratulations, you've made it. You've got the job for life. I was worried about just waking up one day, doing the exact same thing for 60 years. For me, a job is something you do, you know, 40 hours a week.
Not if you're a full-time YouTuber. It's like, I don't even know how many hours there is in a full week, but whatever that is, that's how many hours you work.
I just wouldn't want my life to be mostly something I didn't love and enjoy. So
you left Rolls-Royce. Like, it pains me just to say the words, you know? So you left, then you decided to travel Asia.
My dad, who's from Hong Kong, is initially disappointed, you know, as Asian parents
as all parents should be in a situation like that, yes.
And he said, you should go to Taiwan. And I was like, why should I go to Taiwan? Where is this place, for starters? He said he was inspired by a teacher he had at school when he was very young, who was from Taiwan. He used to teach my dad about Taiwan and how this faction of people from China moved and came to Taiwan and saved a lot of the history, which is now the museum that we have. I forget the name of the museum.
National Palace Museum?
National Palace Museum, yeah. I should know that.
That's 10 years of experience right there. Please do forgive my foreign ignorance here, but I have never been so disappointed as when I went to the National Palace Museum and people were telling me that the main attraction is like the jade cabbage. I saw this enormous poster on like the side of a bus or something. So I thought that this jade cabbage was supposed to be like, you know, 2 meters tall. And it's like, dude, that is pretty impressive. Like, we should go there. This is like pre-COVID, so there's like people like everywhere, super crowded. You line up for like 2 hours. We were like just behind like 5 Chinese tour buses. And I'm literally like, where is it? You know, I'm looking up, like, where is it?
You're looking around.
And it's like a one little display. And it's like tiny, maybe not tiny for it like jade, but it's like, it's not 2 meters. And I was like, really? This is it? There's so many other like beautiful things in the museum and also like all over Taiwan, you know. I would go and check out any Taiwanese waterfall before that. But I'm of course, no, like if you're interested in like the culture, the history, it has
meaning.
It has meaning. Size doesn't always matter.
Keep telling yourself that, Lukas.
How long was the original plan?
A year.
A year.
Teacher for a year, and about 6 months in, I decided I had enough. Yeah.
Of teaching, not from Taiwan.
Of
obviously.
teaching. The biggest problem is teaching people who don't want to learn, and that is surprisingly a lot of kids in Taiwan aren't that passionate about English.
Not only Taiwan, I feel like just kids in general.
That's true, yeah. I mean, I learned German at school and I don't remember a word of it.
I just hated it. Like, language was like the worst. Like, there was no use for it. Why in the hell would I need to learn English? I do own a lot of apologies to my previous English teachers, I think, and Chinese teachers as well, because I didn't even want to learn Chinese, and now look where we are.
I thought I could just come here, you know, you would just absorb it. Things would just get into your brain. And I think with Chinese being so different to English, it doesn't happen. Like maybe if I went to Spain, right, and you saw the Spanish word for supermarket.
Una bocadera de jamón, por favor.
This guy, dude, this guy. That doesn't happen for Chinese.
Where is your Chinese level now then? On a scale between like 一点点, mama hu hu, and like 好厉害.
Mama hu hu.
Mama hu hu. Okay. I feel like that's the level of all foreigners except Americans who think that they're like 厉害like right away. I don't know if this is like my stereotype of Americans, confident Americans, you know. My Swedish heart really liked that about Taiwanese people.
The modesty.
The modesty, and then it feels like we're speaking like the same language. Like how you say that I'm not good tells me how good you are. Because there's like so many different ways to say I'm not good, you know. Do you have a Taiwanese wife? How is the language situation there?
Have you seen Star Wars?
Do I need to understand Star Wars in order to understand your? It's a very simple question. How much do you speak in your household? I was expecting more like 100% English, 50-50, or 100% Chinese.
Okay, do you know the character Chewbacca?
Yes. Wait. Just so I get this clear. I'm asking you about your wife. And your answer is, have you seen Star Wars? Do you know Chewbacca?
Let me say the whole thing before you really take this out of context. Oh, my wife is going to kill me.
Yes.
Okay, so... no, I'm good. Right. So, do you know in Star Wars where you got Chewbacca who kind of like speaks in his own language, and then you got Han Solo who speaks back to him in English?
Right.
They both speak that. Interview's over, guys. I'll see you next week, yeah? So, yeah, they speak to each other in their own language. So I'll speak to my wife in English, and then she'll reply to me in Chinese most of the time.
You could have just said that.
It's really cool. And I'm also working for a company called NAS Academy, which started out as teaching people how to create content, much like yourself, you know, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, but it's now grown into a much bigger platform where we've got a lot of famous creators from around the world.
You really do enjoy like the teaching job.
Yes.
So like English teacher, creation teaching, parkour teaching. Mm-hmm. What has Taiwan taught you?
Living in Taiwan has made me realize not all of the world is the same. Taiwanese people will do things that I would consider weird, but are completely like normal in the social circles. A random example, there was a girl, I asked her, you know, hey, how are you? And she replied and said, not great, I'm on my period today.
I've had those encounters too.
And I was like, sorry, what? What did you just say? Because like that just wouldn't happen ever in England. I think that's great. I think it's great in Taiwan that we can openly talk about these perfectly natural issues that you know women have to face on a monthly basis, and in England we consider it almost like taboo, which looking back now is awful.
Like the number of times I have heard the term like 拉肚子.
Yeah, it's crazy.
from like strangers, or like, you know. And
我刚刚拉肚子. I'm like, sorry, what? Yeah, people asking questions. I'm like, hold on a sec. I'm not perfectly comfortable answering this because of my culture, right? And
like literally today, someone recognized me like outside, and then they were like, oh, "How much money do you make on YouTube?" And I was like, I mean, you know, it's very hard to calculate because it depends so much depending on if you watch my ads or not. So please do watch my ads so I make more money.
It became an adventure every day for sure. Did you know, for my first apartment, there was another person that wanted it. And in order to decide who got it, we played paper, scissors, stone.
Really?
I shit you not.
Wow.
It was the most bizarre thing to me.
Wow.
And with the straightest face. And it was like, I'm like, okay, this is Taiwan. I'm not in England anymore.
Is this common? I know that Taiwanese people love rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
I just didn't realize that you did like such big things like this. Please do let me know in the comment section what is like the biggest or most unusual thing you have played rock, paper, scissors about. Can you beat...
Can you beat an apartment?
Can you beat an apartment? That's what I want to know in rock, paper, scissors.
And if you can't, you have to subscribe.
Okay, we're going to play rock, paper, scissors right now. If I win, you subscribe. Because they can cheat, because I don't see what they're doing. Hand on heart, we're going to play rock, paper, scissors right now. If I win, you have to subscribe, okay? 剪刀石头布.
Okay, so if you did rock, you have to subscribe.
You have to subscribe. If you didn't,
subscribe anyway.
Subscribe anyway. Please do make sure to subscribe to both our channels. And of course, you will have a link down in the description as well. And even if you did win that rock, paper, scissors contest, please do support me by liking this video, subscribing to this channel, and that would definitely encourage me to make more videos just like this one you just watched. My name is Lukas. Starts with L as in like, ends with S as in subscribe. Please do both, and see you all in the next one.